Hello and welcome to how to set up cron jobs for your Pistar. My name's Austin, and hopefully this video will help you set up cron jobs on your Pistar. Cron is it's a pretty neat service that runs in Linux that lets you schedule jobs. It's kind of like Windows Task Scheduler, but you use things called cron tabs or cron tables to tell it what to do, basically. So I guess the best thing to do is just kind of dig right in. So your first thing you want to do is go to your Pistar dashboard. You just log in with your IP address or using the host name, and you're going to go to configuration. It may ask you to log in. The username is pi-star and the password is raspberry on the default, like if you haven't changed it. Then we're going to go to expert, and then we're going to go right here to system cron. That's what you're looking for. So this is your system cron table, and these are some jobs that are already set up in here, and you don't want to mess with those. So if you'll notice up here, there's comments, and it's telling you about this. And you can put a pound sign or an octothorpe or whatever you want to call it in front of, or hashtag, people call it that now too, or you can put that in front of a line at the beginning of a line, and it will make that into a comment. So it won't run this line. If you took this out and got rid of that, it would break this whole thing and it would not work. So because it can't process that as any kind of information that it's going to use to do a task. So so those are good because they let you go in and put notes in here for what you're about to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put my cron jobs below this line. So that just tells me that all these ones below this line are mine. So that's this is from this is actually from Wikipedia here that I'm going to pull up. This is a really neat explanation. So in here you put your command to execute, but before you do that, you tell it when you want to do it. So the minute of the hour, the hour of the day, the day of the month, what month, 1 through 12, and the day of the week. So 0 through 6 is Sunday to Saturday, and then 7 is also Sunday on some systems. So in computers, 0 is a number. We know there's 7 days in a week. Sunday is the first day of the week. And 0 is, 0 is a number. So it actually works out nice because a lot of people that work think about Monday as being the first day of the week, even though Sunday is. So you just think of it as work days. But anyways, so what we're going to do is there's also some other places that you can read about this. You can look up crontab man page. And that'll give you lots of information about cron. This is a little different. It's a system cron, and I guess you don't have to use the way they've got it set up is really nice. You don't have to go through and do any kind of commands to make the system run it after you save it and everything. So that's cool. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna put in a line of a cron job here, and okay, so I've got my little comment here. This is gonna link to 56 alpha. It is currently 447, so that is 1647. So it's 1648 on the day 2, which is the third day of the week. Root which is the username, is going to run this command, which that is what links your Pistar up. So so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and save it and apply changes, and then we're going to go back to the dashboard and look. So I'm currently linked to 56 Bravo, and if I can do this, well, I think okay, I'm gonna change it to 9 because I didn't do that quick enough. I'm gonna apply changes. Oh, and it needs to be a, okay. Okay, here we go. So we're back at the dashboard, and hopefully when this thing changes over, we will see it change and hopefully hear it on the radio. Don't you just hate waiting?
Link to REF056 alpha.
All right, so looks like it worked. We are now linked to reflector 56 alpha. That's not. So so we're gonna go back to our dashboard. So it ran this command. So that is the basic command there. This is the part that's going to get a little bit, you know, interesting. So you can go. This is a really cool website. It's called crontab-generator, and it'll help you make a line. And so what you do is you pick when you want it to happen. So we Tuesday at we're getting close to 4 o'clock. So I'm going to put 4. Every minute or 0, and then we're going to put in our command here. So here's our command. You put the reflector ref 056 underscore and an alpha, and then say you want to unlink, and you can do this with the XRFs, anything. You just put your reflector in, then your module. With an underscore in between the two. But say you want to just unlink it, just plain unlink it, you just type unlink, and then that's your command, pistar-link space unlink. So this is the full path to the command, and that's what you have to use. You can't just go in using like you would on the command line. You could just type this in and it would unlink. Or change this to the reflector name, but in here you have to have the full path to the command. So we're going to hit generate cron tab line, and then here's your cron tab line. So you want to copy this, and then we're going to go back here and we're going to paste it in with a note that says unlink. And the comments just really help people know, helps you know what you did, and if you're on a repeater, it helps other people know what you did. So right now, as this sits, this will not work. There's 2 reasons. So reason number 1, there's no username in this. So this is a little different than some of the cron tabs. The way they've got it set up, you've got to put a username in there. So I'm going to put root, because that's the user we want doing these jobs. And so there's root. Root is going to run that command at 1600 hours, unless we decide to change it because we don't want to wait. And then the other problem is, if you see this cursor here, it's at the end of this line. If I hit the down arrow, it doesn't go anywhere. And that's a problem because it wants to see, I guess, a carriage return. So we're going to hit enter or and make a new line that's totally blank, and that is what you have to do for this to work. It just, for some reason, and I don't know if it's just looking for that carriage return to close out the file, but you need that at the end. So it needs that new line. So but that actually will make it work. So you have to have these things kind of, so say you wanted it to run to unlink here, and then after that you wanted to make it link to let's see here. You wanted to make it link to a reflector and then unlink 30 seconds later. Now, why would you want to do that? This is just to test it out. So we're going to go ahead and 16:01, and we're going to make sure there's that pesky little line down there and apply changes. So what's going to happen here is at 16:01 on the second day, which is the third day of the week, root is going to link to reflector 56 Bravo. This part here, this section of code, this dumps the output of the command. So the words basically that it tells you, like if you type this command in on the command line, it would tell you that it was accepted. It would have a, in text. And so we don't want that going to any kind of log or anything like that and filling up the storage on the drive. So you put this in, and it basically dumps that to a black hole, if you will. So and lets you run another command right after the first command. And sleep is a command for just basically making it wait for however many seconds that you want it to. So here we got 30 seconds. If you wanted to do an hour, you could do however many seconds for an hour. Is it 3600 I think, and then you do and then your command to unlink or link to a different reflector. So this is really handy because then you don't have to have a line for two different lines. So if you want to just link for a net and let it run for 30 minutes or hour, however long on that reflector, and then switch back to your local reflector that you kind of keep it at on a baseline, that'll allow you to do that. So that's really cool and helpful. And it's just another way to do it. You could do a line to link it, and then another one to link it back to a different one or unlink it. But this just kind of puts it all in one line, and so there's a couple ways to skin this cat. There's another that we can do, and we actually have an American Legion net that we try to link to a lot of times, and it's only on the first Monday of the month. So there's really not a way to do that here in this part. But what you can do is you can put in your time, and then for the day of the month, you can do a range. So we're going to do 1st through 7th day of the month. And then here I've got it set to Wednesday, because that's today that I'm making this video is a Wednesday. But you could change it to, but this is what it's normally set up as, Monday. And basically on the 1st through 7th day of the month, it's gonna run this command down here. This part is basically a test to see what day it is. So If this, which basically gets the date from the system, and then isolates the day of the week, it's not equal to Monday, it won't run anything past that. It stops this command. So that is how you would do that. And you can couple this with the sleep command here, and just you kind of can do all that and wrap it all together, and it's all gonna work. And so that's the gist of it. You definitely don't want to mess any of this stuff up here. And just it's just good habit to put comments in. Link on first Monday to 56 Bravo. And it's okay to leave blank spaces in between your lines. It ignores those. They don't run. They're basically like comments. So that's the gist of it. Like I said, there's so you just things to remember. You want to make sure that you leave the blank line at the end. And then any of the comments that you put in, you want to make sure you put a pound sign in front of the comments. And then any time you use crontab-generator, just to make it easier to do that, you just want to make sure that you remember to put root as the user in between the command, which is the / user local sbin pistar-link unlink, and after the day of the week. So that is, if you do all that, you'll be ready to go. And just to make it nice and easy, I'll try to put the commands and everything down in the comments, and maybe I'll put a link to a copy of my cron table just to make it, or my cron table lines, in a text file, maybe on Google Drive, and then that'll just make it a little easier to do that. So I think we had a job set up on 5 p.m. Nope, we don't, because that would have been 17. So let's change these to 17. 17:02 and 17:03. I'm not going to make you sit here for 3 minutes watching these things run, but we will apply changes. You always want to make sure you apply changes afterwards as well. And then we'll go back over the dashboard and see how it goes.
Not linked.
So it unlinked. That was cool. And that was this line here. Nope, sorry, that was this line. Unlinked. So we unlinked, it unlinked, and then it just says not linked, which is exactly what we wanted it to do. Actually, we might as well just kind of let it run through this next one. And of course, we tested all this out before we, wanted to make any videos about it, and actually, one of the guys went ahead and set up his stuff on his cron jobs on the repeater that we have. So that's really cool. I think it's really awesome because some of the older radios, it's harder to get it to do what you want.
Link it to REF056 Bravo.
Okay, so we link to 56 Bravo, and then after 30 seconds, we should see it unlink again and say unlinked.
Not linked.
or not linked rather, sorry. And then so the next thing that should happen is just going to link back to 56 Bravo, which that's where I keep mine. So that's it. That's how you do it. Again, crontab-generator.org. Make sure you don't forget to put root, and comments have a pound sign. Make sure you leave that link, that extra blank line at the end. That's the big stuff. And then you can always just search Google for crontab man page, and that'll kind of give you some more information on if you really want to dive in deep. And it's a lot more powerful than this. You could do so much with it. But this is good enough for me for now, and hopefully it'll be good enough for you. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for hopefully I've been able to help you with some of this, and we can go ahead and say 73. All right, take care.